Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Crispy and today is day 13 of our 15-day 15 leaf item challenge. So last time we spent a few days working on this big huge build, getting our rocks together, terraforming this whole area, and doing the gyroid falls up there on the cliffs, and today we need to finish. I'm hoping I can finish today, but if not, this will be day 13 and 14 because I'll have to finish it tomorrow. I'd really love to have day 15 be the island tour. That is my hope. So we still have this little bit here by the campsite, and this area right here I need to fill with something. I'm hoping more than just trees and bushes and flowers because I am so sick of planting trees and bushes and flowers and I keep running out. I might get like some storefronts and do a tree chopping area. I don't know. I was thinking about doing that up here though, so I don't know what to put there. I am so out of ideas. I'll probably put some storefronts up here. Just to fill in some space. We have this whole cliff here to fill in. I've started putting a few trees, but it's a lot. Like, my bigger trees are in the back, but I have all this space. Normally I would just use a bunch of giant vines in between trees and pillars in between trees and some mush parasols, you know? But I can't do that. So, yeah, I might get some barrels and some storefronts just to fill in some space because I've got that cliff left, I've got the area in front of the campsite, and then I've got this area right here, which has been my tree storage since I moved the campsite, and then I've got the cliff that my house is on where I've just dropped a whole bunch of items. So that's what we have left to work on. I don't think I'm going to do beaches on this island. I have 2 days left and I'm already running out of everything. So I don't really feel like spamming a bunch of wheat fields and log stakes is really going to matter that much, you know? So I'm probably not going to worry about beaches. But I mean, we have this whole, you know, island up to this point done. This top left corner of our map is what we have to work on, and of course where my house is. I have not decorated that cliff yet because, like I said, that's my crafting and storage area. I've just been throwing everything down, you know, because it saves going in my house. But look at this island, it's so close to being finished. So close. So I really want to push through and try to finish it today, hopefully. I've got a lot of filling in to do. Maybe I should put some more water here. Maybe I should, I don't know what to put there, guys. I am just out of ideas. But here I'm gonna add some barrels and like a little seating area in front, so maybe that'll take up most of it, and then I'll just do some natural filler for the rest. But yeah, let's stop blabbing and get started so we can finish this island. Alright, so the first area that I did work on was the campsite area, and I had a lot of space to fill in, so I put this little log stool with some firewood and an axe, and then I had a lot of space in front of it still, so I ended up putting down some of the wooden plank code that I had, and I put a seating area, and I just brought the little circle of stone path like forward a little bit because the wooden plank path and the seating area just took up a lot more space, and I didn't have to fill it with quite so many trees and bushes and flowers. I ran out of everything doing these last few builds. I did manage to finish. It did take me 2 days. And yeah, by the end, I had completely ran out of almost everything. I think I had some hardwood and some softwood in storage still, but for the most part, like all of my wheat fields, I ran out of. I was time traveling and buying 5 a day those last few days in game, and I had run out of cosmos, and I ran out of hyacinths at one point. My Nook's Cranny only wanted to sell the white windflowers and the white mums and nothing else. But here I am putting in the little seating area in front of the campsite, and then I noticed that I needed to put one more row of plank pathing down, so I had to adjust it. But even though sometimes I try to be productive and put the path or the code down first before I start recording, sometimes I still have to adjust it because I don't center things when I'm supposed to, apparently. But it's hard as it is to center with the campsite because I feel like it's off center as it is with that little ramp in front. I don't know. Anyways, but we're putting a seating area in, and you can still get around to the front of the campsite. And yeah, I would have used the campfire in this build, but other than this area and then up in that one tree chopping area, I probably wouldn't have used the campfire. Did I say campsite or campfire? I don't know. Words are hard, but I wouldn't have used it, but maybe twice on this island. I thought I was going to use it a lot more, but I'm glad I switched to the baby bear because I did use a lot more of those. But it was a struggle with this island, just filling in all of the space. I got so sick of planting just a whole bunch of flowers and bushes everywhere, and wheat fields. I love wheat fields, but I just kept running out. And so yeah, it was definitely a struggle. I was on the struggle bus with this island, running out of everything, and I think it did definitely burn me out a little bit because there was so much filler area. Most of what I could use was natural decor, like flowers and bushes and trees, and so I did get sick of those, not gonna lie, but I am really, really happy with how the island came out. I cannot wait for, to show the DA. That will be in tomorrow's video, so I am excited about that. I'm glad it's finished. I don't know that I will do another one anytime soon, but I'm so proud of myself for pushing through. I did take many breaks during the 15 days that I worked on this island, so it wasn't 15 consecutive days. I had other islands that I needed to finish. But if you notice in these clips, there's a lot of change in light level and weather, and that's because of all the time traveling. I had to constantly order more of the wheat fields and try to go to Leaf on Harv's and see if he had my flowers in stock. I was trying to do some storefronts here to fill in some space, and I just wasn't happy with how they were looking. They ended up blocking the seating area that I had just built, and I wasn't really happy about that. So I tried to make it work, and I tried to fill in some space with something other than just trees and bushes and flowers, and it just wasn't really looking like I wanted it to. So I did end up taking the storefronts out, but I did try, and I did put them in a few areas. I did put them up on the cliff that we will see in just a moment, but a lot of this is just snippets of, here and there and different days in game, because of how much time traveling I was having to do and how much I was running out of stuff. So I would put a couple things down and then I would run out of something, and so then I would have to go and either go to a Nook Mile island or go to a cabin island and chop more wood. I can't even tell you how many times I ran out of regular wood, because a lot of the 15 leaf items that I chose are DIYs and they do require regular wood. And so the buckets and the firewood, the barrels, the log stakes, even the brick well requires regular wood, and also an axe. I made many axes chopping down trees and getting more wood, and so it requires regular wood as well. So it was a struggle. I probably would have done more with like the beaches and the rocks and stuff if I had been able to have more wood, but I just ran out of time. I ran out of energy, and so I did not do the beaches. I put a couple storefronts on some beach rocks and like a couple baby bears, but other than that I was out of everything, and I just could not. I didn't have any more time. I was out of time and definitely out of energy. So I filled in this little transition area as best I could with bushes and log stakes and flowers and wheat fields. But, one way that I was able to just take up some space was to put the circle codes of the pathing down and then doing these little fallen logs. And I started doing this on my forest core island of Briarwood. I saw there was a person who was making different islands, like Hunger Games themed islands, and her name is Trisha Crossing, I believe, and she had these fallen logs on her island, and I just loved how they looked. And she had a stump code that went underneath, so you could put a tree down and chop it down and use the stump, or you could use the log stool on top of the stump code. I did not grab the stump code because I could only have 15 on this island, but I did have the stump code on my forest core island, and I really love how it looks like fallen logs. And so I had never seen that on anyone else's island before, so definitely shout out to Trisha Crossing, because that was a brilliant idea. And so I will probably do that on my islands going forward if they're like natural and foresty. I tried to make this island as natural and foresty as possible. It does have some gyroids on some stools, just because I wanted a little bit of variation. I didn't have a lot to work with, and so because I limited myself, it was hard to put anything down other than bushes and flowers and trees. And so now we're working up here on the cliff, and you can see I did put a few of the storefronts in, and I decided to bring the water over. It did fill in more space, and I was able to connect it with the pond down there, and so it was just, more waterscaping that took up some of the area up here. And it does look pretty cool on my map, if I say so myself. I love waterscaping on maps, but it also it took up some space, and I didn't have to fill in that space with more bushes and flowers. I had more rows here than I thought I did, And so, you know, if you have your taller trees in the back, and then you have your large trees in front of that, and you want to layer your trees, you know, from tallest to smallest, then the row in front of the large trees are your medium size, and then, you know, unless you do the itty bitty small ones in front of that, I definitely had more than 3 rows to work with up there. So the water filled in some space, and I was happy about that. And I like how it came out. I did have a lot of space there to put a whole bunch of trees, and so I did fill that in. But up here on the cliff, we're just putting some more of the fallen logs and the storefront, a few of the barrels, and so that's pretty much what I did up here on this cliff. It's not even a cliff that has an incline. It was just to fill in the space. You can definitely get up there with, I think, one of the vines, or I did leave a ladder in the DA, so if you want to come up here and look around, you know, feel free to do that. But it was just mainly a filler area, and so I did, you know, fill it all in. I definitely ran out of glowing moss as well, and bushes. I kept running out of bushes, but luckily there was several Cap'n Islands that had either a summer island, it was a seasonal island, or the vine islands, where I was able to get some bushes that were not in bloom, because I did not want to put any of the camellia bushes on this island. Those were the bushes that were in bloom, and they're, you know, pink and red, and I just didn't want all of that color on the island whenever I had all of these wood and brown tones and whites. I just, you know, wanted to try to keep as much color. Some of the gyroids are blue, but I'm okay with that. They're a light blue, and to me the glowing moss kind of looks light blue, so I was okay with that. But for the most part, there's very natural tones on this island, so. But yeah, I could not believe that I actually managed to finish it. I did have to take many breaks, like I said, but it is done, and I was not able to do what I wanted to with my house. I wanted to block off the back room and be able to set the dream address from the back room still. I was hoping that I could stand like in the hallway and be able to put storefronts down to block it, and it didn't work. And so I did just have to put one of the log lounge chairs, or whatever you want to call it, in the front room, and just block off the back room. I had my bed back there, Luna's bed, and I was just going to use that. It was just clothes and a bed. That was all that was in that room. But I wanted to set the dreamer dress back there, and so the front room would only have the items that I was able to use on this island. But I could not, I couldn't get it figured out. So unfortunately, there is a log lounge in the front room, but I needed to use it to set the DA. And so if I hadn't blocked off the back room, then, you know, I probably could have gotten through there and got to my bedroom, but then you still would have been able to go back there and see it anyway. And so my brain couldn't figure out how to block it off, but yet still get back there. You know, sometimes when you're working on different islands and projects, you just lose brain power, right? And I definitely lost brain power with this island. For all of those of you out there who build islands, you know, naturally without any treasure islands, you know, without any help from anyone else. My hat's off to you, because I used to be that person. I never used to use treasure islands or help from anyone, and I did enjoy it. I did play with a few friends, so we would trade, but for the most part it was just what the game gave me, and I did love playing that way. But once I started making content, it was just so much quicker and easier just to get all of the items that I needed, using treasure islands. And so I'm accustomed to that now. I'm used to that. So going back to islands like this is definitely a bit of a struggle for me. So I'm not gonna lie. This island was a struggle. It was definitely a challenge, but I am glad that I finished. And now we are working on my yard. I managed to get everything picked up, and so I just have a seating area on the right here, and I ended up adding a brick well as well, because there was still a lot of space on the right there. And then I put this little farm in on the left, because why not? I had some crops left over, so I put them on the left side of my little house there. And I had to clean out my mailbox because I still had a few items in there that I had ordered, like baby bears and storefronts and stuff, but definitely not wheat fields because I ran out of those. But I added a few barrels here and there, and I put a few sleighs down because I didn't actually end up using the sleigh as much as I thought. And I put the log benches back here, but there was still so much space in front between it and the path. So what I ended up doing is bringing those log benches forward, and I put a few storefronts in back behind it and another layer of trees, and that way it brought the log benches all the way forward to the path. So that was really nice and filled up more space. But yeah, I will show you a few of these areas that I finished at the end, but I do want to save the tour for tomorrow, so I may save a few little bits for, a surprise for the tour. But I just cannot believe that I actually managed to do it. I definitely questioned whether I would be able to do it, that's for sure, because it almost broke me, but it didn't. That's what challenges are meant to do. They're meant to challenge you, and it definitely did. I know there is a lot of repetition on this island. I understand that. With using only 15 leaf items, it's bound to happen. I tried my best to put some variety in terms of like farms and a few builds, with like a baby bear picnic or something. But yeah, I couldn't think of too many, different builds. So I tried my best, and so hopefully it still looks nice, even though it does have some repetition here and there, or everywhere. But it is a winter island, and so I did want it to be fast and furious. I just really get burnt out in the snow. I get sick of it. I'm sure other people do too. But now we're working on the last two little areas. There's only a little bit from each because I did not have a lot in my pockets. I was really struggling with running out of everything, so I put a few things down and then I would go on to the next area because I had to wait until I could time travel and get more wheat fields, and I could go to more islands to get more wood. So this is the last little area here, and then it is finished. And you can see that I was growing flowers as I was planting them, so I had to move some out of the way in order to decorate this last little space here. This is the last area on the island that wasn't decorated. I did just a natural little simple thing for the peninsula because I don't have a big peninsula on this island. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge, and I hope you guys enjoyed this island. I definitely enjoyed it, but it was a huge challenge. So thank you so much for anyone who watched, commented, liked. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to all my members who have known about this for so long. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys and all of your help and support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you for the final walkthrough. Alright, and we are back, and I have my helper here.
Hello.
So this is the area that I worked on, the campsite area. I filled all of this in, all of these flowers.
A floating rock garden.
Yes, we did that last time.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then I finished off this area up here. I just connected the water, like up there on the cliff, and connected it with the pond. And then I finished off my cliff up here.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I did a lot of these little sleds because I hadn't used many on the island, so I decided to use more. And then I put a simple well over here and a couple storefronts. Filled it all in with flowers.
It's so pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it is finished, and next we will do the island tour next time, and I'll show the rest of the left side of the island that I finished.
Okay.
You excited?
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be finished with this island.
Same.
Alright, so we will see you for the final tour.
Shall we say bye?
Yes.
Bye. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.